question arises. Does God exist? Before an answer can be considered, meaning the mind, the thinker, another question arises. A better question, what is God? Again, a third question, where can God be found? None of these questions answer the appropriate answer. Because they're three individual questions, are they not? Who, what, where? Yeah? We cannot find where God is till we know what it is. And we cannot find what it is till we know it exists. We cannot know it exists without knowing where it can be found. We cannot know it exists without knowing what it is. So is it not true? The singular, separate questions cannot be answered accurately. It's the same in every experience. Another name arises in this incredible universal mind. And the mind is called sacrum. And someone says, what is it? And a person that actually gave the word through a meaning or through an experience or a sensation within itself says it's another planet. And you say, wow, where is it? Well, it has to be in the universe. Assumption. The experience itself, an imagination, a sensation in the body of the mind, and a mental hospital can be called deluded, okay? It doesn't exist, you know? How can we trust you? How can we believe you? I experienced it in my mind. It's orange with green dots. Wow, what are we dealing with here? So the fact is, that one that experienced it accurately said, answer the three questions. It exists. I experienced it. What is it? It's a planet. Where can it be found? In my mind. Everything that you're questioning has to arise from the mind. What is perceivable? It's unquestionable. We can give it names. Yeah, but you don't have to give it names to point and say, and everyone else goes, oh, you know, it exists. You don't know what it is, but you know where it is. So we have to add a third answer in to confirm our findings. It's a sheep. Why are we calling it a sheep? So that everyone knows what it is. It can be unified as the same thing. You know this is a finger because you've been told it's a finger. Someone somewhere gave this thing, this pink, gave it a colour. I don't even think it's not even pink, but it's a finger. What was it before it was named finger? Yeah. And you can say it was part of the body. What was body before it was named body? The idea of these videos are to actually complicate and confuse and agitate a mind into the state of going backwards instead of forwards. It's a kind of de-hypnosis, but it's not. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a knowledgeable man. I don't know what these things are without names. Everything is an assumption about God. Does God exist? Your experience, so many experiences, including my own experience, says absolutely. Can you justify it? Can you prove it? Can you clarify it? Can you give us something that we can say, yes, it exists? Absolutely not. Because it exists in my mind. The experience of the body, experiencing God, has to be an experience of the mind. The body never experiences God. The body will never experience God. It doesn't have to. The body knows not to look backwards or forwards. The body just knows how to tick away like a clock. What's important to the body is the next second. And then the next second. The mind thinks it knows God. The mind invents God. The mind experiences God. The mind proves through lectures, through books, through words of wisdom, words of intelligence, through offering methods and practices to say, this is how I did it. It's possible that you can do it with these practices and methods too. We're not here to stop the seeker seeking God, seeking where it is, seeking what it is. We're here simply to ask these three questions to yourself. That's what this was informed. Through a mind, of course, that cannot be trusted until it has witnessed the sheep, given the name to the sheep, and knows what a sheep is and where it dwells. So I am the body. Where am I? I'm here. I'm within all this stuff that surrounds me. Down, up, around, front, back, everything. And I know I don't have to ask mind. I don't have to refer to mind to know that I exist. I don't need someone to say you exist. I don't need my mind to say I exist. The sensation of being, the sensation of life is, truly, truly is. Who am I? Do I exist? Absolutely. What is my name? Given, secondary. Just to make sure there's something that can feel like it is an object, a subject, an individual artifact. Do I exist? Is the same as saying, does God exist? Who is God? No idea. Who is I? Well, me. Why do you say me? Why not say I? Well, Graham. No, why do you say Graham? Why not say I? If your name is I, why not say I? That's all the information. The three questions are asked. I is here. This is I. I exist. The mind has to be part of it. It has to be part of it, because without mind, you may as well be the planet Sacrum, or whatever it is I gave the name earlier, which was made up, of course. Please don't start looking through your telescopes for a planet that didn't exist in my mind. It's just a hypothetical statement. We can come up with a name. We can say where it is. We can try and prove it. If it's not perceivable, touchable, sensible, you can't hear it, you can't smell it, it's of no use to me. So therefore we look for spirit, we look for God, we look for planets. Have you ever seen a planet? Have you ever seen a planet? We see the sun, we see the moon. We hope that this Earth is a planet because we've no, our perception is too vast to understand what it is that we stand on, and we can only go that the cameras are correct from the spaceship looking down and saying, yeah, it's a planet. It could be flat, it could be round, the sun could be flat, the sun could be round, the moon could be flat, the moon could be round. Have we ever seen Saturn? No. Does it exist? I have no idea. No idea. Neptune? No idea. Pluto? No idea. Mars? No idea. So what we do is we try and prove and justify to each other that we know something better than them. Because when we know something better than them, we're going to get a higher seat with God. And you say to them, okay, that's great, wonderful, you've done so much. So does God exist? Absolutely. What is God? I'm not telling you. Where does God exist? Again, no, you have to find out for yourself. What they're saying is it exists within me. It does exist within I. And it exists here. But here, what it is and whether it exists is within this body. The mind, where is the mind? Is it within this body? Is it externally looking in, trying to copy and sneak a peek and then go away and tell someone else? Is mind just that entity, that alien that comes and says, oh yes, God exists. Yeah, okay. He's right. I'm out. I'm off. I'm off to Sacrum to tell them on that planet. I'm not here to make fun. It's not about being funny, being satirical, being humorous, being knowledgeable, being wise, being crazy, being powerful, being a failure. It's all about being. That's all it is. It's just being. Because in these three questions, that's the answer. Does God exist? Being. What is God? Being. Where can God be found? Being. Every one of these answers are the same answer, and they have the same association with truth between you and that what you truly are. Who are you? What are you? Where are you? And you find